Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on now. What's going on, y'all? How y'all day been, man? Listen, I got a story time I want to share with y'all real quick. So I remember, and this is a rebellion story time. So just to give y'all a little update, rare conversation, rare topic. So on September, y'all, the reality I had in spiritual warfare was difficult. Now I believe, most Christians right now in this 21st century would tackle, what I'm saying, like demonic activities, and they'll tackle, demon attacks, and not even believe, you know, in demonic activity. But I want to say rock and roll, sex, money, drugs, y'all, is an instrument. Still to this day for a lot of people. And that was one of my instruments. I would often, bear hug and just get sucked into like a sponge, and I'll be so drawn to it. Like, but I want to tell y'all, in the what was the coronavirus, y'all? The coronavirus pandemic. Now, just listen to what I'm saying. The sickness and infirmity, y'all, was like a strong disease, right? Right. So y'all follow me. So if a doctor had, a deadly vaccine and offered it to you, what would you do? Deny it? Because you know the risk, right? So I want to tell y'all in September, I think it was 2021. And the reason I said something about the COVID real quick, let me go ahead update on y'all on this, because that is exactly what happened. I think my aunt did not deny it was a COVID vaccine. This is her testimony, but I'm just sharing this something. It happened to her, and she was taking the shot. But then, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this: she actually ended up having a stroke, which leads her to multiple troubles. And still to this day, she still cannot walk because of that. She had a stroke, and it's all because of the shot. And I'm pretty sure she could tell that testimony, and she will, because God is going to do an amazing thing in her life. Now, I want to say that, it's exactly a good reason to see the importance of just leaving, dis, reapproving, rejecting the COVID shot, y'all, because the side effects that affect your health in so many details. Now, there was one time in church, the pastor, it was a pastor, a guest pastor. He came in, he spoke to us, y'all know, and he actually made it make some sense, y'all. He made it make some sense. I want to grow this audience, but he made it make some sense. He was just telling us we don't need to be. We don't. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get on this live right here too, y'all. Yeah, we gotta build our audience. We can't be sitting around, yeah, not doing that. I'm gonna update them on what I'm saying too, because I'm still talking about the time, in 2021. It was just a rebellion season that I was going through, but I wanted to add that COVID. It's good to not take the COVID shots. It's good. Y'all do not take COVID-19 as a joke, because they giving y'all these shots. Y'all don't take its side effects in them. It affect your health in so many ways. Like I said, in so many details, you can go on and on and on. But like I said, we're gonna talk about the topic of rebellion. So I think it's 2021, y'all. Throughout the pandemic, the schools, they were dealing with the virtual learning, the ongoing, with their students, with over the computers, right? All right, so right on. Sadly, I was in high school. I was like more than qualified to going to school, doing all that. But let me tell y'all about this. This still the rebellion topic, y'all. One morning, I was staying with a neighbor, and it was a woman, an older woman. She was like, still to the day, y'all, I don't even know her name. That was just like I went over there, wanted to go sleep that night, and then I was gonna get up early in that morning, which I did. But I got up on something totally different, and I'm gonna say this right here. I wasn't that far from home. See, I was right across, like around the curve from my house. And like I said, I still ain't know her name to this day. But finally, I woke up. I was well aware that I had to go home. She was passed out on the floor, with a liquor bottle. So I was a little knucklehead, y'all. I'll tell y'all, I was a knucklehead, and I was, a little turn up, being consistently doing whatever I want, basically. And in fact, I wanted to, get a quick fix. I took the bottle, hurried out the house. So I was, um, what's the word I'm trying to find, y'all? Jeez, God. I was just sheltered in a routine. Yeah. I was sheltered in a routine, and I slipped in the window to make it worse. I had to catch the bus in a few minutes. Like I had to go to school. If I didn't go to school, then like I would have been in the situation I'm in right now, not going to school, just no education. But let me tell y'all, let me update y'all what I'm getting at right now. This is still the rebellion talk. So, like I said, I had to catch the bus in a few minutes. On this particular day, y'all, this hour. Now, I wanted to change my agenda, so I was wasted. I was drinking all the way to the bus stop, right? Come on now, y'all know that feeling. I was wasted all the way to the schoolhouse. It was time for breakfast, and it was time for me to go enjoy. Got the munchies. Y'all know how it be. You got the munchies, right? You get drunk, you get the munchies. You get high, you get the munchies. I ain't saying none of this to glorify the devil. No, no, we ain't doing that. But I'm telling y'all this because I believe, maybe it can open up somebody's eyes about what rebellion really is. What a hard head who really want to do his own thing. What it really is to look into a bigger lifestyle that's probably something you dealing with, like past experience, past trauma, past mistakes, something you dealing with. Like I said, I'm not saying this to glorify the devil. I'm telling y'all this because I've been through that, bro. So, like I said, I went to school, bro, and it was crazy. It was amazing, but it was on some all right. It was disgusted, you know what I'm saying? It was terrible. I did certain things I shouldn't have did. It was an embarrassing moment. Like I said, right beside somebody. I kind of, I think I knew her. Not really. I ain't know her like that, but like I said, I had to talk the day off, y'all. What for all the people who just now joining in? I'm talking about a story time about a rebellion situation I had back in 2021. So if you want to, tune in, man. Let me finish this up real quick. So I was saying, like, everybody tuning in, but I love y'all. Keep doing y'all thing. Keep y'all head up. Keep smiling. Y'all gonna get through it. Everything gonna work out in your favor because you a child of God. And yeah, man, stay prayed up. You young, no matter what you going through, it's a process. All right, so boom. Like I said, everybody was probably thinking the same thing, y'all, that it was disgusting, right? Because I was on the bus, like I said, and I was puking, you know what I'm saying? Throwing up, all that, right? So I'm like, they probably thinking, like, what in the world going on? Like, I'm not kidding. This was something like totally, I guess you want to say off the wall. Like, what's going on, Noel? Like, what's going on, man? Hopefully you having a blessed day, bro. Like, it's sweet, bro, to be here right now to speak to y'all because it's another day to stay alive. Keep a smile on your face though. But like I said, it's like after I left, right? I left dang. I left the bus and I went to go get some food, right? To get the breakfast. Y'all know how you leave, you go to the lunch line. I went to go get my breakfast. That was the rest of my day. But not really, because the rest is history. Now, I was stopped and pulled outside by two coaches. Now, these two coaches is like, how they got skint heads? Yeah, they were bald head men, in other words, bald. So immediately they calling, I think they called home or my principal. Somebody called home. It was a principal too right there. But I was in a condition, y'all, like I couldn't go home by walking because I was drunk. But my mama also, she couldn't come get me because she was in a condition to herself. She couldn't walk. You know what I'm saying? It was like, so I still had to have her permission because I was a minor. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all probably like what I'm talking about. For y'all who joining in right now, I'm talking about a story time of my past life. Like I said, but let me go ahead and get back to the story. By the time I was near the truck, y'all, I'm telling you, I didn't recognize the evil spirits, yo. I didn't recognize the evil spirits and drugs. Like most teenagers, they just become, oppressed with harder days. So we thought, oh yeah, everybody on this what was it, Facebook? No, this ain't Facebook game. I was supposed to get on Facebook Live, but I ain't do that. This shit. All right, so I'm trying to multitask, y'all. It's like this screen, that screen. I'm trying to stay focused. But for everybody joining in right now, I'm trying to tell y'all about a little history, which is truly history, about my past, the rebellion. This is a chapter in my life that I'm speaking on. It was the rebellion. It's not to glorify the devil. It's just to show y'all what the evil spirits is really doing. Like most teenagers, they need to hear this. Like I said, because we going through some harder days, y'all, and we thought it's normal just to be going through this same cycle. But nah, it's not normal. We need to break some cycles. Say it, break some cycles. We need to break some cycles. It's the same thing. You got let me tell y'all something. Tell you God honest truth. If you want to break some cycles right now, you need to give God permission to help you break that cycle. You can break it, but you need to give God permission to break that cycle. You can break it, but you need to give God permission to break that cycle. That's how I was when I was, wasted. I wasn't. I was in that car, right? That the truck when I'm talking about when I was at school, had to get on the bus and do all that. Then they called my mom. They had to take me home. So I was in the car. I'm gonna tell you the God honest truth. When you drunk, bro, it's not a good feeling. So I wasn't with all that. I wasn't fit for all that like stale air sitting in the car. No, the windows ain't down. Like I wasn't feeling that. So if I could recall the right moment, right? I think it was I was wanting to ride on the back of the truck because you know what I'm saying. I was having a little stomach problem, so it was, I think, what's his name? I forgot the man's name. For everybody joining, I just want to say, let me get this right, y'all. For everybody joining. Hello, young people. Hopefully your day is fantastic. Hello, young people. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get my camera right. Oh, we had a transition. All right, so after I get this camera right, I'm gonna get right with y'all. Everybody that's joining on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, y'all tune in too. Cause this story is this calm your soul. Yeah, calm your soul and listen to me. In the name of Jesus. Calm your soul and listen to me. Now, I'm still trying to multitask here, y'all, but good morning to everybody. Wherever it is, morning, evening, night. Hopefully you're having a good one. And I'm gonna go back to telling y'all this little story before I was rudely interrupted. No, I wasn't rudely, but yeah, I was interrupted. But anyway, at the entrance of the neighborhood, y'all, when the coaches was taking me home, I told the story before, but I like telling the story because it can help somebody. I was drunk. I turned to I was drunk. It turned not into my favor though, but it's like, have you ever felt like a spirit physically throwing you somewhere or push you and moved you? That's how it was. It's like I was drunk though, but I don't know how to explain it, y'all. It's like it was just drunk as and the truck was already moving, but somehow it's like I landed, of course, not on my feet, but I landed outside the car when I jumped out. But the coaches, they try to insist me to go back, but I'm like, no, I'm not going back. So I had a careless attitude and I was a stubborn dude. So I wasn't feeling that, y'all. So one point in time, the coach was following me into the neighborhood, then out the neighborhood. The other coach still in the truck driving, trying to get to us. Now, this point in time, I'm already crossing the median, separate the road. The coach gonna do it too. He's still following past some light traffic. I'm like, bro, what? I can't tell you what I was feeling and thinking, y'all, but I wasn't even going the right way home. But everybody tuning in, like, comment, subscribe, man. If y'all forgot to hit that notification button, go ahead, man. Hit that button, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all, is if you need some extra money right now, then go ahead and go to Cash Out. Uh, do some cash out with Bitcoin if you need some extra cash, and that can help y'all a lot of y'all young people, even the people who need it right now. But let's get back to this video, man. All right, so like I said, I could say that a few seconds, y'all, later, I had a physical altercation, right? Boom. And this ain't no normal altercation. This is a coach, and I think I was 16 or 17 at this time, or 16 going on 17. I had a physical altercation when it was close enough. Like he was close to me and I was close to him. Food line right here. We were in the middle of the grass and near food line, getting at it. But I'm gonna tell you, the coach was at least 200 pounds, y'all. I ain't nothing but like 100. Actually, I've been gaining some weight now, but I want nothing for probably like 110 pounds or 115 pounds. So I ended up on the ground, surrounded by law enforcement. Oh, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where we at? Where we at? Okay. Okay. I think this is it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to work this because I'm trying not to lose my. Oh Jesus! Did the thing just cut off? I think it cut off, y'all. Wow. It cut off. Jesus Christ. Why did my live just cut off? I think it's still going. See, this is why I'm trying to figure this out because I don't really know how live be working. And also, I'm trying to work two lives at the same time. So y'all gotta bear with me. If y'all ain't already subscribed, subscribe right now, man. Comment and oh God. Okay, hold on, y'all. Bear with me, bear with me. Trying to figure out something with this live screen. And because I think like no cap, I think I'm doing something wrong. Oh God. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Cause I think okay, so my live is still going, but why it's tripping? Hold on, y'all. Hey, you gotta bear with me because I'm trying to figure out why one of my lives it ain't working. Cause I would get off of there, but no, I'm trying to gain an audience. Like get y'all eyes towards Jesus. Who? We screaming Jesus. So we're gonna see how this live look before I even exit. Ain't nothing popping up. It's nothing popping up on here. So I know um, I'm still in a position to get my live straight. Like, comment, subscribe if you joining in the Highway 74. Comment, subscribe, and like. Hit that notification button. And if y'all haven't already, man, go ahead and tune in to the recent video I just posted. It's called, I think, what was it called? It was a spiritual highway, y'all. Let me double check because I do think it is spiritual highway, and I'm trying to make sure my video right. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, I found it. It's actually called Everything's Workouts hashtag Spiritual Highway. All right, so listen, y'all. If y'all can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and tune into that video. And for all y'all who just joined in, we about to get back to. Let me fix my live real quick, y'all, cause I'm tripping. I need to fix my live so I can actually um yeah, I'm about to fix my live real quick. Cause I do believe I'm still live, but it's something, it's tripping. Oh, I'm not live. Well, why is saying I'm live? I'm live on one of them, but the other one I'm not live on. Mm. Mama said, mama said, mama said. Hey, mama said, mama said, mama said. Hey, mama said, mama said, mama said. All right. This is not. This is this ain't it, baby. This ain't it, baby. Jesus, 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 Jesus. All right, so y'all, I want to finish this story time with y'all real quick. I do, and I will. So, excuse me, y'all. So, like I said, y'all, I was what was that? I was talking about Fool line, me and the coach, when me and the coach were fighting. So me and the coach, we were fighting y'all for a little minute. And I do want to tell y'all, me and the coach was we ain't get into like punching, but I did swing once, and after that, he got me to the ground now. So like I said, you can only see how that could end. He bigger than me. But um Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I said after me and the police got into, I mean, me and the officer got into it. Come down to find out, I was getting into it with officers, and after by compulsion, y'all get me in a police car. I knew I was doomed for a lockdown because the way I was acting, yeah, you could have got me a quick trip to the county jail. But a word warning, a warning, I said a word warning, a warning word. Once you on an unclean path as a minor, like I was, violent towards several government officials, you bound to be in chains. So don't think you better escape. It ain't that easy. But under the influence of any controlled substance, y'all, this is no lie. It's played out. I'm gonna say it again. Under the influence of any controlled substance, it's played out. Was played out. Still is played out. Drugs are played out. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. You will have toxic feelings. As a big struggle, like I did, and you had to hold tight. Because you didn't want to let go. You had to hold tight to toxic behavior because you ain't want to let go. Now, I'm gonna say that turned to a habit, occasionally through desire that leads to a life of sin, that leads to wounds and some more. Now, y'all remember? What? Let me look something. I think it's Apostle Paul. I think. Hold on, y'all. I think Apostle Paul. He said, "I suffer trouble as an evil doer, even to this point of chains." That's real. If you suffered, then I know what you're going through. I ain't been where you at, but I know what you going through. Listen, nobody can tell you you won't have a troubled heart some days, because you do. But you shouldn't always have a troubled heart. To be totally honest, change can be connected to useless habits. So a troubled heart, don't have that every day. To be honest, only way out of getting out of prison, which for me was drunkenness at that time when I was in school, was some something felt a little off, y'all, for me. To avoid the county as we arrived inside the hospital. Now, after we was in the cop car, they didn't take me straight to jail. They took me to a hospital. Well, they knew the first step for me, is to abandon the prison of drunkenness, right, y'all? So just hear what I'm saying right now. After I woke at night, they done put me to sleep, y'all, because they had to get my mom permission. Like I said, after I woke up at night from the hospital, from there we went to the county jail. Still to this day, the officer was cool about it. He told me such and such. This, that, da 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 da. Okay, I'm going along with the process. Then let me tell y'all what he told me though. Let me tell y'all, I will not lie. He said, "Well, I can take you home." God is good in the name of Jesus. I still question, was he saying that to sweeten the pot though? Because at that second, I knew I was off the hook. I sat just feeling relief, and because I was still a minor. By this time, mom knew I didn't make it home. She knew I was in that hospital, but she probably thought I was going to probably go to jail, y'all. Okay. She had confirmed that the doctor could inject a drowsy shot or whatever injection they gave me, but that's not the end. Now, to make it worse, I had to go to a drug test with my probation officer, y'all. I promise you, God, I failed so many of them my whole teenage life, but that day I had to go to one, and literally the same afternoon, the same day. I tried to convince that at night when we was at jail, I tried to convince this officer, y'all. I was telling him everything I could that was true. Oh my God. Jesus, Lord, in the name of Jesus. But y'all know what? I could feel to agree to disagree peacefully. What he was doing and what he was feeling when I was telling him these things. I agree because y'all, he knew I was probably telling the truth, but he knew he was gonna have to put me back in jail. So I disagree with that, y'all. But it seemed like, and to shorten it up, y'all, it seemed like, this was addiction to have countless probation violations. I ended up feeling how I felt I did deep inside. That entire day was another reason I felt because I later, I later found out I was expelled from high school, y'all, and felt like I think I said in one of my videos, failure was a choice, but the key to success was notice. I went through a lot, y'all. False doctrines. So I'm gonna tell y'all this to close this video out. You know, I believe when you first become deeply depressed and overwhelmed with scandalous bridges, with relationships, bridges, let that turn to smoke. Because you don't need any thing troubling your heart. Like I said, useless habits can be connected to change. Change can be connected to useless habits. Either way it go, y'all, you need to be honest and just leave the useless habits. Whatever you can do today to change your perspective about who you are and who you're going to be and what you need, do that now. God love you, I love you, and Jesus love you, and Holy Spirit love you. And Lord knows we can use a lot of love. Y'all have a blessed day, man, and stay connected in the word. I do want to close this video out, y'all. I really want to get on my other live and tell them to come over here. But I don't know how long y'all gonna be. You know what? We're gonna do something real quick. Yep. We're gonna do something. because they say you gotta go live, you gotta stay live, you gotta keep posting content. Well, let's get it. Let's go. I dare you to join. Tune in. Gang, gang, gang. I'm just a smooth operator. I ain't tripping. I know I ain't got the best of the best job, but I'm just a smooth operator. We gotta see who gonna tune in, who not gonna tune in. What's up? Yeah, I'm at the probably hold on, gang. I probably end up getting back on live. Probably not. But if y'all want to stay updated on my YouTube videos and y'all stay tuned, man, for more content, more content. Love y'all. God love you too.